We are excited about the elaboration room.
I am excited about this.
Welcome to the Elaboration Room with Reverend Yo and Reverend Harris.
Hello, everyone. Once again, it is Two Sisters of One, and we are in the elaboration room one more time. We would like to thank you for being a constant viewer of our show. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the comments. Both of us appreciate the text for those who has our numbers that text us outside of the show. Once you definitely keep us laughing with the comments that you give us that you don't want to post. But we thank
And welcome to the new. We have new people checking us out.
Yes. Thank you for joining us as well. That means, sis, the message that we given across, it may not be for one, but it is for another.
Someone.
Good news of that. So we thank you for joining us tonight in the elaboration room. And tonight we are going to be talking about life skills. Life skills, the skills you need to make the most out of your life is what we will be talking about tonight. We're going to hit on some things dealing with self-confidence and self-awareness, and you're dealing with your communication skills, your critical thinking skills. We're going to do a little bit of touching on all of that, even responsibility, because life skills requires some responsibility. So sis, go ahead and kick us off tonight.
I want to kick everyone off with I want to hit from an angle of life skills and your children. Life skills and your children, because gone are the days, or should be gone are the days of us crippling our child by doing everything for them instead of equipping them early with some life skills.
My.
And we're talking about calmly. No yelling, no frustration, but just showing confidence, as my sis was saying, confidence in your child and building up confidence in them. Yeah. Because the family should be the first influencer, as we are in this time of influencers all over the internet. The family should be the first influencer, not the phone, not the iPad, not the tablet. But for some reason, we assume that children are not capable, but they are. And they have responsibilities even in the classroom. I know they have responsibilities in my classroom, and they should have those same responsibilities at home. The tasks that need to be done for the upkeep of the house and the family, it should be shared. And a 2-year-old can match socks and fold washcloths and dish towels.
That's responsibility.
Yes, responsibility. They may not do it to your perfection, but with practice, they'll get better.
Yeah.
But we have to allow them. And why do I say that? I say that because I can remember being in the classroom and a parent would come in irate. What happened to little Johnny? He has a scratch. And I would look at the parent, and I would look at Johnny, and I would look at the parent, and I'd say, Johnny, what happened to you? And Johnny could verbatim tell you step by step what happened. But the parent never asks.
Yeah.
Never.
They go to attack. They always come to attack the teacher or the staff or the administration, because, I'm education 28 years, 6 private, 22 public. So, we both got both sides of that. They come to just straight to attack instead of asking the child what happened, because they have a mindset and a voice. Just give them the time to use it.
That is right. I would have in-depth conversations with my students. And they were responsible for cleaning up their areas and cleaning up the classroom. I wasn't picking up after. I tell them, your mother isn't here.
That's right.
And they had responsibilities that they knew how to take care of. They knew the schedules and they could manage the time. They knew when it was time. They would tell me, it's time to clean up. It's time for us to do this. It's time for stories. It's time. They knew.
Yeah.
But we don't, you know, as adults, we don't give them the opportunity.
Because we don't think they have a voice.
Or a mind.
Yeah, when they do, they have a mind and they have a voice. Some of the kids that I ran into in my years of education, they were very smart and intelligent kids. Even because I did elementary, middle, and high school, and then over to the administrative side. So, you know, I was able to run through all of those, and I learned that the older they get, the less they want to communicate with you. The younger they are, the more they want to communicate to tell you, Mom or Dad, let me tell you what happened at school today. And then they talky, but we need to listen as they're talking, because their minds take on this conversation and they just want to get it out.
That's right.
They're very aware of the conversation, and it's a life skill that we should allow them to use. I teach right now young girls in my organization. My organization focus on young girls, and we also go up to women. But when we deal with our young girls, those are some of the things we teach them. We teach them self-esteem. We teach them how to be self-aware, how to be self-confident in themselves. We teach them responsibility, teach them how to communicate not only with their peers, but also how to communicate with, you know, the adults that they're around in school, you know, in their home, because we teach leadership, communication, and academics, but in that, we use those same skills. We like them to have the community mindset, the positive mindset, and the self-confidence, because they're going to need those skills as they move into adulthood. And the number two, main two topics that we like to discuss is communication and responsibility.
And communication, being able to communicate is so important, because I can remember my mother telling me that I was raising back then new age children with opinions. Yes, these children have opinions, and I allowed mine to share their opinions as long as they did it respectfully. If I told them no about something and they knew more information that they could give me, I said, if you can give me more information that you think might change my no to a yes, let's discuss it. But you have to discuss it respectfully. And that is what they would do. And sometimes I would change my mind, and sometimes I had more information to give them as to why my no was staying no. And it wasn't because I said so. That needs to be gone. You're doing this because I said so. That's when you have lost your temper and you are at the end of your rope.
Yeah.
And you don't want to give your child an opportunity to learn how to communicate respectfully and to understand themselves, their likes and their dislikes, giving them an opportunity of choice.
Yes. And it also teaches them, in the same life skill conversation, it also teaches them resiliency, because if they get caught in a situation as they're older, it allows them the ability to thrive in that, deal with that despite, you know, how tough or difficult that may be, and still move forward, because now they've also built with that self-confidence, that communication, that responsibility. Now they have that resilience to, okay, this may be happening, but you know, I know this can happen if I just stay focused on this. So life skills young also helps them as they grow into life, because in the younger state, we're basically doing the important things for our children. You know, we're the protectors. You know, we are the ones that feed, we're the ones that clothe, we're the one that's trying to teach. But after a certain age, you know, then our kids begin to be around other kids and some are older than others, some are more mature-minded than others, then if we haven't taught our kids this life responsibility of knowing who you are, being in communication with me, then, someone else can lead you down a different road. So teaching them that confidence and that communication, that responsibility, that self-awareness and that resilience also gives them a new mindset as well.
Right. But you know what? And as you were talking, I was thinking when you said we're the one who feed and we're the one who clothe. Yes, we will go and buy the clothing, but allow your child the opportunities. This is what I'm saying. For life skills, they need the opportunities to move in those spaces, to dress themselves, to pick the clothing that they want to wear, to feed themselves, and how to behave in public. Some people say, oh, I'm not going to take my child to a restaurant because they don't know how to behave. They don't know how to behave because you haven't given them the opportunity to move in that. We have to take them to these restaurants where they get to sit down, not a drive-through, where they get to sit down. And then we have to model and then teach that behavior, teach the behavior of how to order. Yeah. Teach the behavior of how we just behave in a restaurant.
Yeah. How to address the waiter or the waitress.
Yes.
With respect, not, she's there to wait on you, even though he or she may be, there's still a level of respect that you give to someone who is waiting on you and serving your food, even the cook in the back. Sometimes when we go to restaurants, we'd be like, tell the cook he did a good job. Because yes, the waiter brings the food to you, but there's someone else back there, so it's just the life skill of the main word I keep coming back to here is responsibility and respect. Those are the main words I keep coming back to.
And the consequences.
Oh, yeah.
That come with life.
Decision making.
Natural consequences.
Yeah.
Because I can remember taking the boys to McDonald's and they kept playing in the line. And I'm telling them, we don't play in the line. We have to stand here. There's other people in line also. And you guys can't be jumping all around. And so they kept playing. And I said, okay, I am giving you a chance, a choice to either stand in this line so we can go up and order, or you're going to have a sandwich at home. And so the consequence became, we left. I said, let's go. And I just turned around and walked out, and they looked at me in shock, like, I know she's not leaving us. Yeah, let's go. And this man followed us out of that McDonald's and told me, that sure was great. I heard you when you told them and explained to them, and then you followed through. That's what you have to just follow through with, the natural consequence of life. And it can begin early.
Yes.
The consequence, the natural consequences, but just teaching the life skills. If your child can't read, save the labels on boxes and cans and make cards, and then take them grocery shopping with you and let them pull the things off the shelves. Let them fill the cart with what you need. You tell them, and that is helping them with their reading skills. That is helping them with comparisons. And it's
helping them with their sight words.
Thank you very much.
Them sight words are important.
It does. It really helps them to, not only are you boosting their confidence and their feeling of importance in the family dynamic, but you are helping them educationally also.
Yeah. And that's important. When you were talking about how your boys had to deal with the consequences of their choices, I think I said this on a previous show, I don't remember which one, but I have a saying that I use and I keep it hanging. And it says, in this life, we have choices and we have decisions. So whatever choices we make, because we make a choice is a decision, but from those decisions, of the choice from your decisions, there's always going to be consequences. So you have a choice, but if you make that decision, then there's consequences to the decision you make, whether it's good or bad. So teaching them the life skills of whatever choice and decision you make, there's going to be consequences to that. So you really need to think about what you're doing before you make that decision, because you have a choice, but which one are you going to choose out of the decision you make? You have to deal with those consequences. So it's something to teach our kids, because we're not just teaching them, life is this big, pretty roses of whatever, we think life is today, because as they get older, life becomes real. And we have to teach them those skills of, yes, it's comfy and nice now, but it's not always like this. I mean, my daughter made a joke one time, and she was like, being an adult ain't even fun. You got to pay your own bills. You got to buy your own food. You got to wash your own clothes. You got to make your own bed. There's just certain things that when life really hits, we want our children to be prepared for life. And, that was one thing for my children. I was like, I've always wanted to teach them you have always live life as if I was not here, because, one day I will be gone, and I want you to always focus and be where you are, is because of the life decisions you made, because mama's not going to always be here, no matter how old I become, because, my prayer is to become a Saturnian. So, hey, it is what it is. You never know what we're teaching them and how they would deal with things later in life.
That's right. That's true. And, just even the thought, I have heard more now than in the past of violence at the hands of children, young youth. And I would always talk to my parents when I would do like the parents' nights and whatever, and I would explain to them the thought processes of a child that sits with you and watches a horror film where their favorite character gets shot, but in the next commercial there is their favorite actor and they are fine. So that made that shot not a final thing. That, fighting or hurting someone, there's no finality to it, because they show up in the commercials or in another cartoon or something else and they are fine. That's a virtual world. And yes, we are so into these virtual realities when we have to talk to our children and explain to them the realities of life.
It's we have to be prepared, we have to be ready, we have to teach them, we have to lead them, we have to guide them, because life skills is just what it means. Life skills. Good word tonight, sis. Good word.
So check out Proverbs, the first chapter. Check out Proverbs, the first chapter. You read it through. And I was reading it through on the Message Bible translation. And it's a manual for living, for learning what's right and just and fair. And in this, Solomon is saying to teach the inexperienced the ropes and give our young people a grasp on reality. And that there's something here also for the seasoned men and women, still a thing or two for the experienced to learn. Fresh wisdom.
Everybody. Yes.
For everyone, but especially our children. Stop treating them as though they don't know. They know more than you believe. I knew how many jobs mama had and daddy had. I knew everything that was going on. And the children are like sponges. So gear it in the right way to help them in life.
Yeah.
All right, sis.
They're going to suck it up, because that's what sponges do.
So we hope that we have given you something else to consider.
Yes. We hope we have given you something else to consider. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you once again for joining us in the elaboration room with two sisters of one as we discuss life skills tonight. Remember, if there's a subject that you want us to talk about, put it down in the comments, because we will pick it up we will figure it out. And you never know, it may be on one of our shows. So make sure you go ahead and leave that comment down below. Make sure you hit that bell. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you know every time that we go live. So, as I always do, I want you to be brave, be strong, and be different. Ask, and it will be given unto you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and the door shall be opened unto you. Believe in yourself and encourage yourself. But in all things, remember, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Peace and blessings, our brothers and sisters. Next time in the elaboration room with two sisters of one.
Bye-bye.
The Elaboration Room with two sisters of one. Make sure you